All right, let's talk about AI. We are all incredibly excited about what it can do, right? But what about when it messes up? Today, we're going to talk about building a crucial safety net for your AI, and it all comes down to something called incident reporting.
Generative AI it's completely changing the game for businesses. You see companies, especially small and medium-sized ones, using it to just turbocharge everything they do. We're talking about AI creating marketing content in seconds, optimizing sales campaigns, empowering chatbots that provide 24/7 customer support. It's a massive, massive boost to productivity.
But, and this is a big but, here's the reality check. No AI is perfect, not even close. It can spit out biased results, it could leak confidential data, or it could just be flat out wrong. And when that happens, it's not just a tiny glitch. This can seriously damage your reputation and your bottom line. So let me ask you, what's your plan? So the solution? It's not some brand new, crazy, complex AI theory you have to learn. Actually, it's a time-tested safety net. It's a proven strategy that's been used for decades in other supercritical fields, like cybersecurity and finance, to manage risk.
And it's called incident reporting. So, what is it really? At its heart, it's just a structured process for handling AI mistakes. And the goal here isn't just to put out the immediate fire, it's about turning every single failure into a chance to learn, to adapt, and to make your whole system stronger. And look, this is not some radical, out-of-the-blue idea. Just think about it like a fire drill, right? Or the plan you have in place for a cybersecurity breach. It's a standard, totally essential business practice for managing risk. You prepare for the worst so you can respond at your absolute best. Okay, so let's get into the nuts and bolts. The best way to deal with an incident is to stop it from ever happening. And that means you've got to be proactive. You need to find the problems before they find your customers. So how do you do that? Well, it means basically putting out an open invitation for ethical hackers, the good guys, and security researchers to come and test your systems. You create clear channels for them to report any vulnerabilities they find, and you could even offer rewards through things like bug bounty programs. You're basically getting experts to help you find and fix flaws before they become a real headache.
But let's be real. Even with the best plan in the world, incidents are still going to happen. And that's where your plan B, your reactive plan, becomes absolutely crucial.
Because when an AI fails, things can get chaotic, and they can get chaotic fast. A structured response plan is what turns that panic and chaos into a calm, manageable process. It gives your team clear steps and defined roles, so they can respond quickly and effectively, instead of just running around with their hair on fire.
Okay, but this brings up a really important question. Not every little hiccup is a full-blown disaster, right? So how do you decide what kind of failure actually triggers a formal report? You have to figure out what a severe incident really means for your business.
We can actually look to regulations for a little guidance here. The EU AI Act, for instance, talks about serious incidents for high-risk AI, things that could lead to, severe harm. This is all about defining what's material, what's significant enough that you need to formally report it. Now, your company's chatbot might not be high-risk AI, but you still need to set that bar. Is it a data leak? Is it a pattern of biased answers? You get to decide what's a big deal for you.
So once you've figured out your threshold for what's serious, the next step is actually building the reporting process itself. And the key here, honestly, keep it simple. It doesn't need to be this huge, complicated thing. It just needs to be clear, easy to find, and accessible to every single person in your organization.
So a really practical workflow looks something like this. Any employee should be able to flag an issue. From there, a designated GenAI steward, think of them as your central point person for all things AI governance, takes ownership. They acknowledge the report, they investigate it, and they oversee the fix. It creates this simple, accountable loop.
And you have to make the reporting process as easy and frictionless as possible. We're talking a dedicated email address that's actually monitored, or maybe an anonymous web form, whatever it takes. The whole point is to lower the barrier to entry so issues get flagged right away, not ignored because nobody wants to deal with a complicated process.
All right, let's zoom out and wrap this up by looking at the bigger picture. Because this isn't just about damage control or fixing bugs. This is really about building a smarter, more resilient, and more trustworthy organization. You see, when you have a solid incident reporting process, you're sending a really powerful message. You're showing your customers and your partners that you're serious about using AI responsibly. You're creating this amazing feedback loop that actually makes your tech better over time. And most importantly, you're demonstrating that you have mature AI governance in place. And trust me, that is a huge differentiator in this day and age. So, as you keep bringing more AI into your work, just ask yourself this. Are you just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best? Or are you actually preparing for reality? Because the businesses that are truly going to thrive are the ones that see a failure not as the end of the road, but as the very beginning of progress.